Split Second is an arcade racer from BlackRock Studios. Available on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 and PC, the developers have aimed to deliver explosive action from start to finish. Split Second's point of difference from its contemporaries is the use of power plays, explosive elements triggered by players to knock their opponents off track and even reshape the racecourse.
The difference between the levels of destruction, you've got the blue icons and the red icons. The red icons will only appear when your power bar, which is below your car, has been maxed out, which you earn from drifting, passing cars, drafting, airtime, etc., or even close calls to explosions on the side of the track.
Blue power plays, the most common, trigger minor events such as roadside explosions or open up shortcuts. The orange variety can bring down whole buildings, providing a visual spectacle and littering the track with enough debris to be game changers.
There's a huge sense of rush the first time you see some of these big objects toppling down in front of you. You're freaking out, you don't know which side of the track to go on.
Offline, the game is based on a reality TV series divided over 12 episodes.
Then there's a total of 6 races in each episode, and you get a certain amount of credits depending on your position in the race, and those credits will unlock another part of the, either the elite race or the championship race, as well as unlocking cars.
Each episode consists of 6 different challenges to break up the racing in a grid of 8 formula. These include Detonator, a time challenge where the game activates all power plays to try and slow you down, Elimination, wherein the last car is removed every 25 seconds, Airstrike, in which you must avoid missiles fired by an Apache helicopter, Air Revenge, a twist on the same, only you have power plays that you must use to destroy the Apache, and Survival Mode, in which you lap a circular aqueduct trying to dodge explosive barrels falling off the back of freighters.
I mean, all the modes are highly enjoyable, but I would probably say that the Airstrike ones are probably the least exciting out of the lot.
The bottom line for racing games is the driving model. Split Second doesn't stray too far from what's expected when it comes to an arcade racer, and that's unfortunate in one regard: rubber banding.
There are occasions that you do feel like you're cheated, but at the same time it also feels like that you could have done that bit better if only you hadn't made this one particular mistake.
Split Second's biggest challenge is its potential longevity. While the destructive racetracks keep things varied and unpredictable, it's possible that in time, with a limited number of tracks, familiarity may breed contempt. The multiplayer side of the game is fairly standard in most regards, but it has a few issues when it comes to balancing. Cars using multiplayer are unlocked from progress in the single-player campaign. This would be fine if it wasn't for the fact that different ranks of cars can race against each other in a lot of the modes. Johnny Jump Online with his noob car has almost no chance against Peter Plays A Lot and his beast with maxed out stats.
Unless you're playing on a level playing field with the same amount of cars available, then you might get a bit frustrated with the online.
There is a way around this, with players able to pay to unlock all the online cars, but quite frankly, that sucks balls and is a terrible excuse for DLC. Overall, what we can agree on is that the game is visually stunning. Unlike most arcade races, there's a real sense of scale in each track, and the single player is wicked fun for fans of the genre, but the game does suffer from a lack of long-term playability due to certain aspects of the multiplayer.
Honestly, when I played the demo, this game had been one of my most anticipated racing titles over the last year since I heard about it announced early last year. And when the demo came out, I have to admit I was a little disappointed. It seemed slow, they gave you a pretty mediocre car, the AI was incredibly easy to beat. And then when I got the full game, I'm now up to the last episode, of which there's 12, and in all honesty, the whole game has been exciting all the way through. It does have a lasting appeal. I don't know about long term. Obviously, maybe a month down the line, you've seen it all. It could have been extended if you could maybe share replays. I mean, for a game that's based on a television series, there's no replays whatsoever when you finish a race. So you do miss all those close calls that, you know, when you're racing yourself and you tell your friend, oh, wow, if you saw this bit, you know, how I dodged this building, blah, blah, blah. You can't actually go back and relive that moment or save any sections of that. The only time you see TV style presentation is when you've finished an episode and it tells you what's coming up next in the next episode. And aside from that, I think that BlackRock could have really taken that a little bit further and made it feel like you really were part of a TV season.
Split Second has a date with Kiwi retailers on June the 11th. What?